Hi guys, welcome to Reality React channel. In this channel, we watch reality TV shows to react, recap, review, and for the fun of it. And today we are recapping Love is Blind Season 7, Episode 6, titled The Things I Hate About You. And it is fitting for Hannah and Marissa and Monica's relationships, as with their partners they keep mentioning the things that their love is blind partners and their types, and these guys are not what they are used to dating. So I think this is the part where maybe they have collected the stuff that they hate about their new partners, because it can't be normal that you are in this specific relationship but all the time you keep mentioning the things that you miss or that are your types. I understand the experiment and its purpose and whatnot, but for them to keep saying that I don't like the fact that he's not educated, or that he's not my type, or I'm bigger than him, and or I'm used to masculine men. That's Marissa, and it's just, it doesn't build a good foundation for a new relationship in my own understanding. And then the couples are reflecting on their first night, and in the first scene we have Marissa and Ramses, and they are reflecting on their first night and how in love she is with her man, and how they didn't get much sleep because they were busy in the shoots. They explored each other in all aspects of exploration, such that they couldn't sleep for the whole night. And this is good for them. I mean, their fiancés, they feel the connection physically, and you can actually see how they exude so much energy of like that attraction between them. It's visible. And we have Tim and Alex, and Tim was the one filming, and Alex was not fully awake, and but he still wanted to take the video, and she didn't participate, and she just said, no, I want to sleep more. And we have Ashley and Taylor, and they are also happy with their night and how comfortable they felt with each other, and how they will sleep like this with each other for the rest of their lives. And they seem happy. And Monica and Steven, Monica talked about how she looks pretty without makeup. I think Monica is having issues as well in terms of her look. And she's actually a pretty woman. She's very gorgeous. I don't understand the obsession with how she looks without makeup. Maybe it's because they are filming and, being on TV, and you're thinking, I don't have makeup on, and this was her first ones, and she's just talking about it. And Taylor and Garrett, he says that this was their perfect night with his fiance, and she says he screams at night. And I don't know if she's joking because he took off the tape, or he just knows. But I think she's funny in her own way, and she says that they are going to need more tape. And he says that he only screams when he's excited. And they go to the beach, and she feels the beach is more like her home. She feels more comfortable by the beach, and she would like most of their holidays to be around the beach. And she understands and she says that she understands him better, and he is glad the experiment brought them together, and she wants him to show her that he loves her through action more than the words that he has said already. And they also talk about how they need to align their lives and check if their lives and their careers will allow them to get married. And they have fun with the paddle boards, and Garrett falls because they wanted to, they were in the beach, and they took the paddle boards, and they were doing yoga moves, and she was able to do them. But then when he tried to do them, he fell into the water. And that's how their scene ended. And Marissa and Ramses are dancing, and they still talk about how fun the previous night was. and how they are looking forward to hearing how the other couple's night went on.
Ashley and Tyler are having lunch, and they spoke about how she is physically attracted to him. They even have matching sneakers on day 2. Where did this guy buy these shoes, or where did they buy them? I know Cabo is maybe probably a town, but I'm just wondering, when did they get to coordinate this? Anyway, it looks good on them. And he talks about a port baby on the way. And he talks about how people that know him might talk negative things about him and say that he's not a nice person. And she says that she doesn't have anyone in her life that will have negative things to say about her. And she tells him that she wants to protect this relationship to an extent that she'll even cut off her mom if she doesn't approve of Tyler, and while she's approving. And her mom, and she says that her mom is her best friend. And I think that she's lying. And also, the fact that she has been away from family and friends might be the reason why she says that, because they also have not gotten their phones. And as much as these could be true, to say that she wants to show him that she's actually independent and she can make up her own mind and she doesn't rely on other people. But he has just told her that people might bring out negative information about him. Why is she not cautioning that some other people, like her mom, could see that she's actually in a bad relationship with this guy, or this guy is dishonest and stuff like that? But anyway, maybe the experiment is meant for such, so that you focus on the person that you are given and you don't want to think about anything else. But anyway, he didn't assure her that there won't be a need for her mom to dislike him or anything like that. He just said that it's going to be interesting. And also, why is the protector not saying the same thing, that he will protect their relationship as well? Because he said his role is to protect him. I don't get this. How Tyler sometimes work in terms of action, but I like them as a couple. They are my favorite couple of the season. I hope they make it to the altar and after the altar as well. And Alex and team at the market getting a hat, and she doesn't like any of the hats that he's picking. She hates his taste in fashion. And that's how, and we find out because she was asked how has it been since they have met, and she didn't have much to say. I feel like this lady does not say much about their relationship with him, maybe because they don't have much to say with each other, because all he did was to talk to her about his sister's passing and the fact that she was supportive, and that's it. There's no connection. They have this in common. They like this type of music. There's nothing. I can't see anything yet. But maybe as the season progresses and episode comes, we'll see why they're attracted to one another. And also, she doesn't know if she's sure about him being a husband, or or she'll be only be sure about him after. And she says that. So one thing that really shocks me about Alex is that she's only going to be sure about him being a husband after he asks her dad. And I understand the hierarchy in some families, but like, if you are sure, most of the time your parents are likely going to approve, unless if something is wrong with your specific fiance. But I don't get this. And I understand, because the family values is what they have in connection. Okay, I found the connection now. But this is why he wrote the letter to her dad first and he read it to her. So because of that, because of how the connection she has with her dad. And then we move to Stephen and Monica. They're at the acupuncturist, and she thinks Stephen is not some hot guy. that she will make out with. And only Steven got the needling, and they have done the deed already, and she's comfortable with their intimacy level. She's also worried about how she looks without makeup, and he still assures her that she's beautiful without it. And there's a pool party that they need to go to, and for that so they can see their other fiancés. And Garrett can't wait to show off his fiancés to his guy friends. And Tyler and Ashley are just preparing to go, and they're wondering what will people be wearing and stuff like that. Nick and Hannah, according to Hannah, they are not giving couples, and Stephen and Monica aren't matching. But when he said fit check, I assumed that they're actually matching. They have like some color coordination going on. And Tim and Alex as well, they were not matching. And Marisa and Ramses were speaking in Spanish, and she was showing him off to the people, and they were so happy. Like you can see that they have really built the friendship within that 2 weeks, the girls and the men. You can see that it looks genuine from what we are seeing on the TVs. And now it makes sense why everyone thought that Nick is some hot guy, and Monica's comments on his looks, because I couldn't for when I was watching, I was like, I don't understand why everyone thinks that Nick is a hot guy, because he doesn't give hot guy vibes. He just has a nice voice. He just knows how to hold the conversation. I don't understand why these women assume this hot. And they mingle, and Marisa is leading the group, talking how much her and Ramses have been intimate. And she's telling everyone who have ears that she has done it with Ramses. I don't know what's the reason she's doing that. And maybe she's drunk or tipsy.
And Nick, who said that he didn't want to discuss his intimacy details with the producers or with anyone, he whispers into Hannah that they have done it like 3 times. And I'm like, I wonder if he knows we can hear and we can see him. Like, what is wrong with this guy? I don't get what is going on in his head. And Hannah thinks that everyone has done it except for Garrett and Taylor. And I agree with it because it seems like their intimacy level is not there. And maybe they are taking things slowly. And Hannah's explanations. So Hannah explains the situation that happened between Nick and the Ducks and that strange old woman. And she's exaggerating as she's explaining. She's busy calling that woman a B word and stuff like that. And she's exaggerating her age. And she just says the disrespect that he gave her is not, or that he showed her is not welcomed in her life. And I get why she was adding salt to the story. It's because it would be boring to hear the same story that we watched and the same way. But she is really bothered by Nick riding those ducks. So she explained everything with a bit of salt, and she acknowledges that Nick is in love with her and they've already been intimate to Marissa. So even if Nick was whispering, she's already telling Marissa not whispering. So it was not important for him to do that. And Taylor is talking. So as the party is going on, Taylor is talking to Alex and Monica about how she is in love with Garrett. And they find out that she has not been doing the deed with Garrett. And Alex points out that she's the only one who hasn't done it. Everyone has been doing it. And Taylor is being realistic about how intimacy will affect how she sees Garrett. So she has decided to hold on until the time when she's ready. And I like that. I hope they don't pressure her into doing it when she's not.
As they are talking, Alex says everyone is perfect for their fiance, and Ashley mentions that she can see the 10% of blackness in Steven because of his curly hair. I don't know where she's seeing that, because I don't see it. Maybe his dad might have, but we are likely gonna find out when they meet his parents. And Nick is telling the guys about riding the dogs and how Hannah has written 10 bullet points that she has about her relationship with Nick and Nick's personality. And she's like, they are very small things. Like she will just write immature question mark and emotional intelligence question mark and delulu, like those type of things. And it's just like bullet points straight to the point. And she just left it on the side table and he saw it. And as the party is going on, Marisa goes and sit on Ramses' lap, and the girls call her back, and Hannah goes to Nick, and they talk about what the girls have been talking about. And she says that they are talking about their intimacy and how it has been going for them. And the ladies and she invites him to chat to the ladies. And when he gets there, they're saying that they are going to grill him. They didn't grill him. He started talking to them, very having a lovely conversation. They just laugh at his jokes, and Hannah reminds him to be respectful to women. And when he makes this, I don't think that statement was necessary for me. And as he's doing all of that, they're flashing him. I don't get it. It's just like girls things that I maybe love is blind girls that do that. Anyway, they invite Stephen to come, Stephen and Taylor. And Stephen get asked about how is it to be, how does it feel to be dating Miss Universe? And he talks about how she's hot, he's comfortable around her, and he's going to shower her with love and deflower her. And Ramses and Tyler joins the ladies, and Ramses compliments Marisa, and Marisa asks Tyler what is his favorite thing about spending time with Ashley in Cabo, and he says it is cooking with her and them being together in general, and then she feels comfortable and she makes him feel safe. And Tyler is the husband, and he's telling everyone that he is ready to get married. Tyler is the husband of the year in this show because he's been saying, even in the pod, he kept telling them that he's so much in love, and now he's saying he's ready to get married. He could get married as soon as the following day. And Ramsey's favorite quality about Marisa is that she has embraced his vulnerability and she cares up for him and loves him. It is Tim's turn, and he loves Alex because she isn't scared of anything. She's not scared to say anything. And I'm reflecting on his answer. I don't see how that is a quality. Or maybe I need to relook at qualities for people, but he didn't have an answer for these ladies. And he says that he can't wait to meet her dad. When Tim leaves, Ashley and Marisa start complimenting Alex about how dominant she is and how he is also dominant and how they will complement each other for them and it will be important for them to grow their family. And I think they were just trying to comfort her because her man did a let down because he couldn't mention any quality of that he likes or how she makes him feel. And Nick asked Hannah about the 10 bullet points. And she doesn't say why she wrote it. She tries to refer to how disrespectful in the morning with that lady Nick was and how she loves him. And I don't know, with Love is Blind or maybe with shows, they leave answers. So maybe she did give an answer to why she wrote that, but we didn't find out. And he says that he's also hurt by the fact that she feels disrespected by him having fun. And yeah, that's how it ended. And the last bullet point was the Lulu. Hannah is the one who's delusional according to me because she is or she's going through a phase in her life where she can't believe what she has achieved with her life, and she wants to show it off, and she felt ready for marriage and stuff like that. But she's the one who's the Lulu who leaves her job to go do Love is Blind, unless if she has enough savings, which we don't know. And the party has ended. Ramses and Marisa are reflecting on the party. They're trying to guess who will be married, who will get married, and they think Ashley and Tyler and Stephen and Monica and themselves and Garrett and Taylor, they are 100% of them sure that they will get married. And there's an 80% chance of Alex and Tim and 75% of Hannah and Nick. And I want to say I agree with them, except for Monica and Stephen. I think I'll give them the 75%. And yeah. And also Ramses mentions, I think Ramses is very kind. He's such a kind man, even in situations where he didn't need to be kind. He says that he wants to give them grace because the wedding is in like 3 weeks, so there's a hope for these couples to grow and also grow into marriage. And they end the night by saying they love each other. And Stephen and Monica, he says that he lacks the validation from the girls of his love to Monica. And the man also likes Monica for him. So this is the validation from outside matters to Stephen about his relationships. And he talks about the fact that he likes the balance that they have with each other, with Monica being the one who's focused on the future and him more on the present. And as he's trying to talk and collect his thoughts and being lengthy, she stops him and says he's being so chatty. And I wonder if she wants to keep him quiet and not say his thoughts, and just so that he doesn't express himself and he can't be himself around his woman. This does not make sense because that speech was less than 3 minutes. I don't understand why she had to stop him. I think this is why people say that their relationship won't last. They are giving them 80%. It makes sense because I don't get this. And Alex and Tim, Alex thinks that something is happening between these. So they start discussing couples, and he says Alex and Tim, she thinks something is happening between them, and Steven says he didn't notice anything between them. And Monica says that something happened towards the end of the party. And they prepare for the night. And Hannah and Hannah is looking for her 10 bullet points list in the trash, and she found it in a bottle of water. And she says that he isn't the only one that is. So when they're talking about the delusional thing, towards the end, Nick told her that he is not the only one that's delusional in this relationship. She also is this delusional. And they still discuss her feelings of being disrespected. And she says that him touching the woman's hand when she says Hannah is jealous, and laughing at her with laughing at her, even though he was laughing with that woman, not at Hannah. It is what she calls disrespect. And I think Nick tries to understand this situation, but I don't think it makes sense. And
Okay, we move to Alex and Tim addresses Alex's energy that has been off since the party, and she says that she misses home. I get why she would miss home. It's been over 2 weeks of this experiment where she didn't have a phone. She can't contact her people. She can't see them. And now she's in another country. So I get where she's coming from, but she signed up for this experiment and she knew what it would mean if she get picked and go on this honeymoon or holiday. I don't get her why she will be bothered by the fact that he is thinking she misses home and she just closed off. And she should have communicated her feelings to Tim, because he said that she's not scared of talking to him. So what made her not want to talk to him? And he apologizes for coming off angry and upset. And apparently at one point she covered his mouth. I think Alex is a bit disrespectful, and he says that he felt not being valued and disrespected, which is correct, 100%. She was disrespectful, and he says that his love language is listening, and she apologizes for not listening to him. And he had packed his stuff and he was planning to leave. And I think that's why he walked into the sitting area. And also you must remember the reason why he probably packed this stuff is because he did tell her that he doesn't argue. I wonder how will this relationship work, because a person can be angry, and when they are angry, he decides to pack his bag instead of addressing it or giving her little bit of time to process whatever. Or this is it, but he was just being exaggerative by packing his clothes. He's being weird. And I don't know, I didn't see any issue. I'm like Stephen as well. I didn't see what happened between these two. And he says that he wants space because he doesn't like how this thing happened, and this leaves him in a place where he feels unsure, because Alex is supposed to be the mother of his kids and wife in few weeks, but then she's behaving the way she behaves, so he wants space. And they slept on separate rooms in Cabo. And this was on the second date, and she was asking him to come back to his room, and she apologizes again for her bad behavior. And in the next, so that's how the episode ended. And they show the preview of the next coming episodes. They show couples struggling with meeting up with families and the wedding teasers. And we'll find out in the next episode, which will be episode 7. And thank you for watching the recap. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Reality React. See you guys in the next recap.